And here we are, and we're at GoDaddy. And if you notice, and this is before anybody's logged in, so notice you don't have to log in, you don't even have to have an account yet. I go to all products. Now there are some things you have to do to your existing web registrar, but we'll talk about that at the end. Once you've done that, you hit all products, the screen walks up, and here you see transfer domains. Go ahead and click on transfer domains, and you get to this screen. Now, what you'll do is you're going to type your domain name here, but notice the .com, .net, .org, .whatever is controlled by this pull-down button right here, this pull-down menu. So you don't type in the .com or the .net, you select it. Okay, so you want to make sure, and if it's a .com, it's probably already selected for you. I know it was for me. By the way, when you see any prices here, this is April 4th, so I'm not sure what GoDaddy is doing right now. And of course, once you click on that, GoDaddy is going to want to sell you web hosting. You may or may not want it. You may or may already have it. You may be able to add it into an existing account, so you don't necessarily need to purchase it. I completed a transfer today with someone who had an existing GoDaddy account. He was not going to host it. This was a secondary website that we were just going to forward to his main website, but it's a lot easier to type because his URL has the word restaurant in it, and we created a shortcut title for him. So you have the choice of web hosting, the web builder that GoDaddy has, plus hosting and email. Strongly suggest if you have a business account that you have a business email. So for example, mine, George at sfmodernmediamarketing.com. Now that's a mouthful. If I had to do it over, I probably would pick a shorter URL as my main name, but as it is, that tells what I do, and I figured what the heck. So that's one of those things after you type it about the fourth time you realize, yeah, you probably should have started differently. All right. Then from there you go to, once you've pass that up, because you really don't need to, unless you're going to get hosting, you don't really need any of that. And you come here, and this is where you check right here, is your domain spelled correctly? Is it what you want? If it's not, that's real important. Notice over here it says, keep my personal info public. That means your name, address, phone number, all those things you have to have for domain registration are in fact public. You can make it private. GoDaddy, in this case, is charging you $8.99 a year. So consider making it private. The other thing we'll talk about in a sec, so I went ahead and hit the radio button to make it private. Here we are right here. Notice they've added a charge to my total. So I clicked on that, make it private. The other thing to consider, a lot of times, I've heard a lot of discussion over the years, last couple of 3 years, that a domain expiring within a year is not ranked as highly as one that expires over a year. I have not seen any research on that. This has been word of mouth from internet marketers, and I've literally been hearing it all over the internet for the last 2 years. I don't know whether it's true, but if the experience seems to be dictating that that's true, and for an extra couple of bucks, go ahead and extend it for a couple more years, or make it at least 2. By the way, if you're hurting for bucks, you can just buy the 2 years, then go back and buy a year's worth of privacy, and then later on, when you're in a better position, go back and buy the second year. So you can do that after the privacy expires the first year. Notice you pick, oh, wouldn't you know it? Sorry about that. So what happens is, pick your number of years, that'll adjust. Make sure you pick the currency you're using and proceed to checkout. Sorry about that phone call, that's pretty funny. All right, when you get there, from now on, it's pretty self-explanatory. If you're a returning customer, you can log in. You may or may not have a CAPTCHA. If you're a new customer, you're going to click continue and fill in all the data, fill in the credit card, etc. And so that'll take you through, and you can get through the rest. Now, a couple more things have to happen. Once you do this, the person who's on this account, the GoDaddy account, will get an email, and it will have some information about transferring the domain. Also, in order to transfer a name, a couple of things have to happen. If you had privacy at your previous registrar, you have to go back and unlock the privacy. If you lock the registration so nobody can flip it, you have to make sure that's unlocked too. So I have a number of domains, Namecheap, and so I went back and I disabled the WhoisGuard. The privacy is called WhoisGuard at Namecheap. I unlocked the domain registration so it's able to be transferred, and I clicked on getting an authorization code from Namecheap. So when it comes time to get my email, I need that authorization called an EPP code from Namecheap, and I need these two pieces of information that are in my email from GoDaddy. I enter that into the receiving domain, and then it takes about a week or so after that to transfer the domain. So that can be an interesting situation for some people. Now, let's get back to the Hangouts. So back to me, I think. Let's see if the screen changes. Oh, here I am. Okay. So now what happens is I'll get the email. Now, as it turns out, I have accounts both Namecheap and HostGator, so when I transfer in between, I'm dealing with all the emails myself, so it's real simple. For some of my clients, I put the information and package them, hand in the information and say, when you get this email, click on the appropriate thing. By the way, there is a notice that goes back to the previous domain email register and says, if you do not want this to happen, click here. So make sure you read the email because you don't want to click it. You want things to go as you request it. So if you click it, it cancels your request, and GoDaddy will never get your domain until you go back through and repeat the process. Hey, I'm George O'Brien. It's San Francisco Modern Media Marketing here in the San Francisco Bay Area. If you have needs about search engine optimization, getting found on the internet is really what it's about. Getting leads from the internet, converting them into sales, then I'm the guy to help you. Have a great day. Talk to you.